Hi guys, it's Julie E, and I wanted to talk to you today about your diet. People are always asking me what kind of diet is the best diet. And the truth is, it depends. It depends on the person, it depends on where they're at in life and what's going on in their world, and it depends on their health. So whether it's raw, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, paleo, all of these things depend on what's going on in your body. I mean, the bottom line across the board, I always say I'm an everything-itarian. It depends on what you have going on. So if you're having a hard time digesting food, a lot of people go with the raw diet because there's so many enzymes in there. And that's helpful, but there are so many people that do terrible with raw food. And so across the board, I would always say, no matter what, more vegetables is the best. More vegetables, some healthy, good fats, and some protein. So the protein depends on the source, right? If you're gonna go paleo, you're probably gonna eat a lot more animal protein. There's a lot of people that feel fantastic on paleo and keto, and those people that feel fantastic on keto especially, the truth is they have underlying undiagnosed insulin insufficiency. So they have insulin insufficiency. So their pancreas and their insulin are not working well enough, and that's why they feel better when they don't eat carbohydrates. When you eat carbohydrates, your pancreas needs to secrete insulin to take the sugar or the food out of the bloodstream into the cells. And if your pancreas is not working well, that's not going to work for you. So that's why people feel better when they eat keto. But the truth is, the keto diet is kind of like the Atkins diet used to be. It's a lot of fat and a lot of protein, but because you're eating so much fat and protein, you're not eating a lot of nutrients because you're not eating as many vegetables. And that is not a healthy diet. And most people never read the back of the Atkins book, where he's got thousands of vitamins that he recommends that people take. So if you are eating keto, you should definitely also take a lot of nutrients and superfoods. If keto works for you, great, do it for a period of time, but a long-term use of keto is going to put a heavy-duty burden on your kidneys, and that's going to potentially end up with other health problems. It could end up with blood pressure, could end up with gout, and it could end up with back pain. And that's not anything anyone wants. So I'm always going to suggest, as I said, a lot more vegetables. Paleo, the truth is about paleo is that paleo is the healthiest way to eat. It's a lot of vegetables, some protein, and some carbs, but the healthier carbs. So if you eat like that most often, that's probably the one diet that will work for most people across the board. I would also say vegetarianism will probably work for most people across the board for a period of time. If you're a marathon runner or you're training for a triathlon and you just eat a vegetarian diet, chances are you're going to be ravenous, and therefore you're going to end up eating a lot of junk food, and you're going to say, well, it's vegan or it's vegetarian, so I'm going to eat this. Most vegans and vegetarians eat a lot of junk food that I would never approve of. So we want you to be satiated, we want you to feel good in your digestion, we don't want you to feel bloated or having pain, we want you to have regular bowel movements. So it really, really depends on what's going on in your body. But guess what? When you have health problems, the best diet of all is actually fasting if you're having health problems. And I know that might not sound like a diet to you, but the latest research over the last few years shows more and more and more improvements of every aspect of your overall health from fasting. From insulin sensitivity, blood pressure, improved digestion, your body upregulates and makes more stem cells, which are these young, vibrant cells that heal your body. So people are healing from aches and pains by fasting. And when I say fasting, yes, it means absolutely no food. There's also a fasting mimicking diet, which does give a lot of benefits. So for women, they would eat 750 calories in one day, and for men, 500. And this would be fasting for most of the day and then just having a light meal in the evening. And of course, you'll be drinking a ton of water during the day and taking some herbs that help heal your body as well. Because when you fast, you just remove, but you also need to repair and replace. So that's where the nutrients come in. The benefits of fasting, if you could fast for one day, you're gonna have amazing benefits. But the benefits maximize at day 4. So I have an associate whose son crashed into a tree, shattered his spleen, and had all kinds of other health problems. Crashed into a tree skiing really fast. And he fasted for 18 days, and he's in his 20s, and his spleen came back into one piece, and his whole body completely healed. So we can have various levels of fasting, but the fasting that I would say is the most important would be go for a 1 day once a week, or at least 1 day once a month, and build yourself up to 3 days. This is if you have severe health problems. If you're just looking to lean out and get a little bit more fitness and feel a little bit better, I would go down to cutting all the junk out of your diet. And of course, I will always come back to putting EMF remediation on your phone, because I want you to know that not one research study or one expert that has studied any diet has ever had EMF remediation on their phone. So all the results are always skewed. So bottom line, figure out what feels right for me today. If I'm going through a divorce, if I'm planning a wedding, if I'm planning a family reunion, I have so much stress already that eating heavy foods that utilize most of my nutrition to digest the food is going to make me feel worse. That's why eating lighter feels better. And that is where we started saying eat more often throughout the day, because people will eat less. So you really just have to play around with it and figure out what works for me and what makes the most sense for me. And that is the healthiest diet of all. And when you follow this, I know you're going to have a healthy day.